Hello, great people. A cleric of Igbo extraction have exposed Anambra State Governor Professor Charles Soludo's plot to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The cleric argued that Professor Soludo is always antagonizing Mr. Peter Obi because he too has an ambition to become Nigeria's president. Could this be true? And to what extent can Professor Soludo go to realize his presidential ambition if true? And can Professor Charles Soludo relegate the personality of Mr. Peter Obi in the presidential political arena? We'll be reviewing this, and also I will be reading out to you the argument of the cleric that goes by the name Father Kelvin Ugu. I will read his argument out to you, then we'll be looking at the debate and the associated issues that his argument has raised. We'll be dissecting them, and also I will play you a video to refresh your mind about the acrimony between Mr. Peter Obi and his home state governor Professor Charles Soludo, and I will be playing you the latest one where the Anambra State governor asserts that Mr. Peter Obi needs psychiatric evaluation for vowing that he will only serve as one term if elected to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will play you the video, then when we come back, we'll be dissecting some issues which relates to the politics and dynamics that shape presidential, if you like, call it presidential aspirant, presidential hopeful, or presidential candidates emergence to the position of president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We'll be dissecting all these issues and a whole lot more on this episode of Politics with your sure plug, Dr. Omoshola. First, let us go and watch the video of the face-off between Professor Charles Soludo and Mr. Peter Obi. Then we come back for some great discussion. Let's watch it.
How can anybody with brain, you think you are talking to fools? You come to people and say, I will do only one term. Any politician who said that must be sent to a psychiatric home. Because the person must have some mental problem. When the Constitution allows you to stay up to 8 years, you come and tell us, I'm going to spend one term. Tell us where it has ever happened. Who? On a column, nkwane kwenwai. Bo. Nkwane kwenwai. Bo. Nga watching, go te yaba. Nga watching, go te yaba. If I kavana nkwa. Anybody who is saying I'm going to do one term needs a psychiatric examination, because you are taking everybody else to be foolish, to be a fool.
There you have it. You just watched Professor Charles Soludo argue that his kinsman, Mr. Peter Obi, needs psychiatric evaluation for asserting that he will only serve one term if elected as the president of Nigeria. Does Soludo has presidential ambition? Well, what I can say is that maybe or maybe not. I don't know whether he has such ambition, but what I can tell Soludo is that you can't be a president by denigrating your kinsman that has huge following and organic support. Mr. Peter Obi already has that huge following. Mr. Peter Obi already have that organic support, and in a country like Nigeria where the political and electioneering process is hugely monetized, it is not easy to have that organic support, the support that people just like you for who you are. People just love you for your personality, not that you have done anything special for them, not that you have bribed them, not that you have given them any goodies whatsoever, but they just love you and hope that you govern over them. Such kind of organic support is rare in Nigeria, and Mr. Peter Obi currently enjoys such organic support. So if you have an aspiration to become the president of Nigeria, well, I have good news for you as a political scientist, or it may be a bad news to you, which is that you cannot be a president by denigrating your kinsman that has huge following and organic support. That is one. Now, if according to the argument of the Reverend Father, which I will read to you in a moment, I think let me read it to you before I talk about the issue of he being a threat to Mr. Peter Obi's ambition. Let me read what the Reverend Father Kelvin Ugu has to say. The Reverend Father says the Anambra professor wants to be president of Nigeria, which is not a bad thing, but his professional calculation is that Peter Obi is a threat to his ambition. For if Peter Obi ever becomes president before him, it will mean that the Southeast have been fully represented. And if rotational politics is anything to go by, it will take almost 2 decades before the Southeast will be considered again. Plus the fact that Obi will always be used as a yardstick to measure how Anambra is governed. The professor does not feel good about that, so you can understand why Prof will rather support Bulaba, that's Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or Atiku. It's just that Prof not to get sense like that. Well, that's a strong one. Says it's just that Prof not to get sense like that. He can't hide his jealousy and hatred. If you look very well, Prof has coin. It is just that it is in the recessive gene. That is the argument of Father Kelvin Ugu. Is bringing out a fresh new dimension to the political issues in Nigeria, because nobody has come up. I don't know whether some people have seen it before, but this is the first time I'm seeing somebody arguing that, well, Professor Chukwuma Soludo has presidential ambition. Now, let us go to the other associated issues. I decided to bring the argument of the Reverend Father up because he is a cleric, and most people believe that, oh, if you're a Reverend Father, definitely you should not speak out of the blue. Now let us go to he being a threat to Mr. Peter Obi's ambition. Well, I don't think Soludo is a threat to Obi's ambition. And the reason why I don't think is a threat to Obi's ambition, why Soludo is a threat to Obi's ambition, is that Peter Obi is of the now. Professor Chukwuma Soludo is of the future. Mr. Peter Obi is of the now, is of the present. Mr. Chukwuma Soludo is of the future. And you see, Professor Chukwuma Soludo have to be very careful, because if truly, again I repeat, if truly he has presidential ambition, the Tinubu boys will make him lose the upcoming Anambra governorship election. If he has an immediate presidential ambition, definitely the Tinubu boys will want to clip his wings by making sure he doesn't emerge as the president, as the governor of Anambra State for a second term, so that when he's not in a position of power, definitely his influence would have been drastically reduced. So if Soludo truly has a presidential ambition, or should I say an immediate presidential ambition, that can jeopardize his emergence as the governor of Anambra State in the upcoming November governorship election. Now let us go to some political permutation as regards Professor Chukwuma Soludo and Mr. Peter Obi, which is that, let us look at the reality of Soludo emerging as president, which is, will Soludo contest as a sitting governor? If he wins his re-election in November, he will still be the governor of Anambra State in 2027. Will Soludo contest for president as a sitting governor? Will he be the governor of Anambra State and also want to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, or he will wait till the future? And that future, if he misses it in 2027, that means that future will be 2039, and I will explain it to you. If Soludo missed the opportunity of 2027, then he can only try again in 2039, in the sense that Bola Ahmed Tinubu or anybody that emerge will rule till 2031. When it is 2031, it will be the turn of the North. The North will want to spend 8 years till 2039. So that means that if Soludo truly has an immediate ambition, if he misses it in 2027, then he has to wait till 2039. And I still have some permutations as regards his age at the moment. If you look at it, Professor Chukwuma Soludo is currently 65 years old. Soludo is 65 years old, so that means that by 2039, if you do the arithmetic, it will be 79 years old. So can a man of 79 years old still dream to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? I will give you two answers that will lead us to the reality of what to expect if truly Soludo has presidential ambition, and if truly that is why he is always attacking Mr. Peter Obi, in the sense that if you look at the person of Professor Chukwuma Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, you will see that Chukwuma Soludo happens to be a good planner, in the sense that Chukwuma Soludo have shown that he is the type that takes his time to plan. And if the age of Atiku Abubakar, who by 2027, it will be maybe 80 or 81, if the situation of Atiku Abubakar is anything to go by, that is still scheming to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, then the big question is that, can Chukwuma Soludo, if he's still healthy, still aspire to be the president of Nigeria, since there's no age limit as regards who can emerge as president. So by the circumstance of Atiku Abubakar, then we can say that it is possible for a Soludo to aspire to be the president of Nigeria at the age of 79 years. And another thing, apart from the age, is that Soludo have shown that he is a good planner and he is perfect at waiting. And I will explain that to you. He's a good planner in the sense that look at the way he emerged as the governor of Anambra State. The way he emerged is somehow shocking in the sense that, you don't just emerge as a governorship candidate. You must have been planning. You must have been scheming. There must have been some political permutation and combination. There must have been some political alignment and realignment. So for Chukwuma Soludo to now emerge as the governor of Anambra State, to get the ticket of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, ABGA, it shows that Chukwuma Soludo is a good planner. And also, Chukwuma Soludo is good at waiting. That's why one must not kind of like underestimate him, because Chukwuma Soludo was the governor of Central Bank from 2004 to 2009. Look at somebody that left office since 2009. He came back to become the governor of Anambra State few years ago. So that means that he has proven that he is good at waiting. And that is why, if truly he has presidential ambition, Mr. Peter Obi must not underrate him or underestimate him. But I can tell you anytime, any day, that he doesn't have the political clout, he doesn't have the political charisma, the political sagacity, the political acceptability of Mr. Peter Obi. The oi polloi, the Talakawas, the Mekunos are currently kind of like running around Mr. Peter Obi, and it will take Soludo time, if not forever, for him to have that kind of support. I just hope that the two brothers will reconcile their differences and they can be able to find a middle ground to any issues or ambition that is between them. It's been an interesting time with you. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past video. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.